Welcome, everybody, into another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I'm your host, DBoss. And I just want to wish everybody a happy, prosperous, successful 2024. And I just want to thank the viewers who are watching me every day, Monday through Friday. And they're supporting the channel and they're seeing, and I'm bringing a lot of great entertainment and edutainment for you guys through the companies, brands, the business, or if you're an entertainer. So I just hope everybody's been doing their laughing exercises, because that makes you feel better. That puts out positivity. And a lot of people may say that I don't have anybody to laugh with, so they can always turn on, something funny. You could call your friend. You could do something. And if you really don't have anybody at all that you say, oh, you know what, I can't laugh on my own, well, you could sign up for laughing classes. They do have those available for people that can do that, but it also helps. Laughing also puts down your blood pressure, stress. Even if you're feeling bad, just laugh and to get it out, because then you'll feel better all in the outrun. So we're going to hear something from one of our sponsors. They're Vital Steps to Vital Health, and we'll be right back. We have some very interesting guests on today, so they're going to tell us about all what they're doing and what their whole involvement, and they have an event going on, and they're going to let us know. So we'll be right back after the sponsor.
Welcome to your vital steps to better health and fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're going to talk about the effects of no exercise on the muscles. Many people are spending a lot of time sitting at their desk and not exercising, as well as the internet has taken people out of the exercise realm and into sitting down and playing games on their phones. There's a major detriment to not exercising. When you don't exercise, your muscles become weak, and that impacts your bones. So now you have both weak muscles and weak bones. The other problem is you lose strength, and the daily activities that you like to do become more difficult. So it's important to be doing some form of exercise to keep the muscles toned. And thirdly, your body composition will change. You will end up getting more body fat and less muscle mass, which then tends to be unattractive, and you lose energy and you become more fatigued. So do yourself a favor. Get into a great exercise routine. Find somebody who can put you on a great program. Your body's gonna love it. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. Take care.
Well, thank you for that health tip, Joanne James, and from Vital Steps to Vital Health. And, a lot of people do that today. They don't get up and walk around, or if they're in their office, they sit down for a period of time. And I'm bad for it, because sometimes you may be saying you just sit down for a half hour, get up, move, and then next, it's 2 hours later. So I don't think I'm the only one that's bad to that. But today we got two guests here, and they've been friends for a long time, and they're motivational speakers, and they're going to talk to us about what they do for the entrepreneurs and all. They have a program that's coming up on March the 3rd, 2024. It's called Untapped 60, and it's called Unlock the Entrepreneur Within. So we're going to find out a little more from JARRETT Robertson and Michael LAUGHLIN. We're going to find out from them. So with no further ado, here they are.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
You guys. All right. Well, be enthusiastic now.
I'm going to be excited, right?
Yes.
As always, Jarrett, you might as well lead, because she kind of talked about some of your stuff right there with the laughing exercise, and then right into the physical, fitness stuff. So that's right up your alley, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm shocked you touched on the laughter. When part of the presentation, part of what we do is talk about why these things we do in a day and how it benefits us. And I actually thought you were looking at some of the stuff from my book or from a presentation around laughing, and you nailed it. And why I tell people to laugh and find someone to laugh, watch a YouTube, anything that let you laugh, because it lowers your heart rate, it lowers your anxiety, the oxygen rich.
It keeps you looking youthful.
Yeah, like everything, right? So, and it's just fun to laugh. And this presentation came together to give you a bit of background of Mike and I. So yeah, we've been friends for over 33 years, I think. Played hockey together. And a huge part of my success and his success is having each other. Him being able to call me through some of the tough times, and he'll go through that, to bring up his spirits every day, for us to be able to laugh. And when we get together, there's so many memories of just laughing for very different reasons, being out together, driving to hockey, things like that. So there's some really, really neat things around laughing, and those little small things. I talk about water, all the stuff that we have in our arsenal. I talk about that we can do a day to make it a great day. So it's really cool that you talked about laughing over the cake. I was like, oh my God, you read the
You
book.
thought, you wrote a book and you have that in the book. No, I just told people that.
Yeah, my first book called Make It a Great Day is out there, and that was one of the things. It was such a simple, I wrote it through the pandemic, and it was just going back to like, hey, people are having a really challenging time during the pandemic. And it came about when I was in my corporate position. I was responsible for helping some people and figuring out what can we do to help them out. And I became kind of the health and wellness guy. And I started doing more research, stuff that I loved, and put together these emails, this information, and say, here you go. And that was deemed project number 4. And so then I turned that into the book saying, you know what? We know these things. Drink water, laugh, call a good buddy, a good friend, eat the proper foods, all that stuff. But here's why. And that's, I think, the big one that a lot of people don't always get. And I've got 2 young boys who think of having young kids. They always ask, why? So I think as adults, we lose it after a while. We go, your doctor, if you go to your doctor and you're not feeling well, something's going on. I would say 90% of the time the doctor says, how much water do you drink? Why do you want to know how much water I'm drinking? Because it stems, so many things can stem from that, right? So I talk about the why behind the little things we can do every day that help us feel awesome, so that we can help others. And I think this is such a cool platform to be talking about, because people matter. And I'm like, yeah, that's key, right? You want to be happy, you want to be healthy, but how do you do that? And there's so many quick fixes out there, self-help books, things like that. I was trying to get away from the self-help industry. I understand it is. But I think it's just to take a step back and say, it's the prologue before the answer. Getting into a hardcore workout program, completely overhauling your diet. Like, listen, if you just start drinking a bit more water, that's good. If you start calling some people that you enjoy talking to, that's good. It'll do good things for you. If you don't want to go to the gym and do some hardcore program in terms of exercise, go for a walk. That's fantastic. And here's why, right? I don't want to go for a walk. I'm like, no. Here's why. It'll do this to your heart rate. It'll do this to your mind. This fresh air will do this for you. Little things that allow you to do the next thing, and eventually, maybe get to a workout program. And I think a lot of people, I want everything done yesterday. I think a lot of people are always worried about, I want to lose 20 pounds tomorrow. I want to make $1 million tomorrow. Well,
Or you want to win the lottery.
Tomorrow. I'm like, well, hold on here. I talk about if losing 20 pounds, if quitting smoking, if eating healthy is something you want to accomplish, let's take steps to accomplish that. If you want to do it in 20 pounds this year, great. And you lose, I talk about this all the time, and you lose 18 pounds in 12 months. Did you fail? Or did you say, maybe I got the timeline wrong. Maybe it was 20 pounds in 14 months. like check mark. You got 20 pounds. You've reached your goal. That's fantastic. Don't just quit, right? So quitting smoking. Like, well, you want to quit tomorrow? Great. That's really hard. Quit one cigarette. And do that for a long time. And when you're ready to quit another one, quit another one. And if over the next 2-3 years you got yourself down to 4 or 5 cigarettes versus a whole entire pack, that's a win. That's fantastic. So it's just the little victories I tell people that I think are so important to acknowledge, and you have to celebrate those victories. So and before we get into Laughlin's story, all those details, he's in his story is a testament to the big change he had to make, but he had to do the littlest changes. I'm talking, sitting up day one, right? And it got him to here. And so he can be like, hey, this is what I had to raise my arm. That was day one of rehab. What? Come on. So I think,
for you, you guys are firefighters, right? Or
I'm a firefighter.
You're a firefighter, okay.
Yeah.
And then
financial services company. I'm a certified financial planner.
Okay. And then you're an amputee.
Yeah. So my story doesn't start with being an amputee though. So as you can hear, Jarrett's very always looks for the positive in everything, right?
Yes.
So Jarrett's always been a rock there for me through my entire life, and it wasn't just one incident that I've been through. I've been through a few now. So back in 2007, I was in a snowmobile accident. So up here in the Great White North, right, we drive snowmobiles on the snow. And I hit an island in the middle of the lake at 100 miles an hour, going really fast. And I broke my tibia, shattered my femur, broke some ribs, compound fractured my ulna through my arm. And crawled for a little bit, like until someone found me, and then got into the hospital. Had to learn how to walk all over again. Once they rebuilt me, put me all back together with titanium femur, titanium kneecap, 3 pins and screws, titanium forearm. I had to learn how to basically walk and do everything again. And so that was what Jarrett was talking about. Like the first day they came in, I was like, okay, yeah, physio's here. I'm going to start walking today. Well, they had me sit on the end of the bed. And 2 minutes went by and I laid back down. I was like, that's physio. And they're like, that's day one, right? And it's going to be little steps until you learn how to walk again, right? And it took a while, but I learned how to walk until I was, back on the fire trucks, firefighting, at an elite level. And you would never know that I was ever in an accident. So, carrying forward in 2011, I was with my girlfriend of 4 years, and we lived together on Dog Lake. I was a firefighter. She owned a yoga studio that she was a teacher at. And I came home one day. Actually, we went out for our birthday. Jarrett and I. Jarrett's birthday's on January 9th, mine on January 10th. We went out for our birthday. She didn't come out. I came home the next morning on my birthday and found her dead on the couch. So she committed suicide. And didn't see it coming. Just a surprise, and obviously devastated. I'd rather crash that snowmobile over and over, and not go through emotional trauma that I went through. So I backtrack a little bit. When I got to the hospital in 2007, I was given painkillers to deal with the injuries I was dealt with. I got hooked on those painkillers and didn't know it for quite a while until the doctors kind of started over prescribing them and were told they couldn't prescribe them anymore. So I got shut down on the painkillers. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I went home and I got very sick. So I had to go through a program to get off painkillers. Well, when Jen died, I relapsed on painkillers because it just wasn't. I was this big tough firefighter, right, and didn't want to tell anybody I wasn't dealing with it properly. So that was my way of drowning my emotions was to use painkillers. So unfortunately went down a bad road there and ended up getting arrested buying painkillers because I wasn't prescribed them anymore, and had to learn a hard lesson there. But luckily got a complete discharge from the charges after the judge, was given exactly what I went through. I'd never used a painkiller before the accident. Didn't ask to be on them, right? And then she committed suicide, and I relapsed. So I was given a second chance, and I went in with her. I took that second chance around with her. And so got off painkillers, and life goes on. So two major events, the third one being drug addiction, and then here we go to the fourth one, 2016. I'm out driving my motorcycle. So back on a back windy road, driving my motorcycle, and out of the ditch comes a deer. And a deer ran right into the side of my motorcycle. So I got into a speed wobble. Almost lost control, but I didn't. When I looked up, there's a 90-degree turn in the road. So I tried to make the corner. I missed the corner, hit the shoulder, and the bike shot out from under me. And down I went. And so I tried to ride it out on my butt. I bounced off my butt into the ditch, feet first, and watched my leg go into a rock cut and get torn right off my right leg. So I couldn't even lose my bad leg. I already wrecked one leg, now I wrecked the other leg. So laying in the ditch, pulled my belt out, tourniqueted my leg, called 911, waited 17 minutes in the ditch until people showed up to get me. And then, here goes another long journey of healing, recovering. But this time, it wasn't going to be so easy. They reattached my leg, they put me back together, but I had a broken neck in 2 spots, a broken back in 3 spots, and my leg was ripped off, right? So the odds of coming back from that, not good, right? But
you look like you're in one piece here.
Yeah.
Well, only from here up. Only one piece from here up.
I got a lot of scars to show for it, but all I've ever known is just don't give up, right? And just keep pushing forward, and you never know, right? If you don't give up.
So are you still a firefighter now, or no?
Yeah, so I'm going to get to that right now. So I started with that one day where I sat up on the edge of the bed again. And this time without a leg, and I had to learn how to wear a prosthetic leg, and my neck and my back had to go like 2 12-inch rods and put in my back and my spine, hold my spine together. But then the long road of just every day getting one more inch towards the goal. And my goal right from the beginning was going to be a firefighter again. And it had never been done in the world at the time. And so, pretty lofty, idea that I'm gonna be the first, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to try. So I worked my butt off, got in shape, learned my new leg, got this new computerized leg, and the
computerized leg.
Yeah, so we got a computer in it that remembers your gait. You have to charge it every 5 days. It's pretty high tech. I might be lucky to have insurance, and they pay for it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that's not cheap.
They're $100,000 a leg. Yeah,
$100,000 for a leg.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I've got 3 of them actually now. I'm lucky. Like I said, lucky to have insurance. The day came when I had to do a test. So the chief was like, "Listen, I want you to come back, but you can't just come back because I need to know you can do the job. You're a firefighter. If someone calls on you to save their life, can you do it?" So he made me redo the test that I did to get on the fire department. So all the guys chipped in, and we all met at the fire ground every day, and we trained. And day of the test came, and I passed with flying colors. I actually beat some of the times that 2-legged people have on some of the test components, so I did pretty good. And became the first ever above-knee amputated firefighter, full-time firefighter in Canada. And there's now 5 in the world, and there was a guy in the U.S. It happened to at the same time, so we kind of talked back and forth. And he became the first in the U.S. The USA to be above-knee full-time firefighter. Of the amputated full-time firefighter. So my story is just if you never give up, you don't know what can happen, right? You don't know how close you are to success if you give up and walk the other way. So just keep plugging forward, no matter what you're going through in life. Don't ever give up, and don't compare yourself to my story, because everybody's unique problems and things that are going on in their life are unique to them and mean something to them. So don't compare yourself to other people. Just remember that whatever you're going through personally, you can overcome if you want to. It's all up here. You just gotta want to.
It's your mind. You gotta work that muscle in your brain. So, do you still ride snowmobiles or motorcycles? I hope you say no.
I actually still snowmobile. I still have a motorcycle. It's got some stuff changed on it so I can ride it with one leg. But yeah, I still do both. My mom hates it. My mom hates me for it. She's very mad at me. But the way I see it, accidents happen. Accidents are always going to happen. I got deer coming out of the ditch hitting me at that time. all the things that happened there. Like, back the snowmobile accident was mainly my fault, going too fast when I couldn't see out in the middle of the lake. But I learned from that, right? And I got a second chance to learn from that. The loss of Jen, you can't help those things. If we could stop suicide, we would stop it 100% of the time. And then, the motorcycle accident, just a fluke accident. And so I'm not going to stop doing the things I love. I'm just going to be a lot more careful. I have kids now. I've got a wife, and there's a lot to live for. So I'm very careful.
Okay, so now you have somebody now.
Yeah, so I guess I'll tell it now, Jared. Yeah, so the kicker of the story, DBoss. The kicker of the story.
He's laughing. Why?
The story's not ending yet, DBoss. The story's
we need a picture for this so you can show
this is the best part for everybody always is when I was in the hospital, okay, at my very worst. So I was in a wheelchair. I had a beard and long hair because I'd been there for 2 months. I was 150 pounds. I carry myself at about 210 pounds now. I was 150 pounds.
Oh, that's really skinny.
No leg, no shirt on.
I always say he looked like Christian Bale from American Psycho. That movie. That's what he looked like.
If anybody knows the movie Joe Dirt, he looked like Joe Dirt. Okay, so I'm in the wheelchair and I'm bored because I'm living in the hospital, right? So there's only so much physical you can do. So I'm wheeling around the hospital and I'm looking for hot nurses. I was a single guy, right? 36-year-old single guy. So I'm looking for hot nurses. So I'm wheeling around and I'm kind of lost in the hospital. I wasn't sure where I was. And I go by this one room and I look in and there's a nurse bent over a patient. And I go, that is the nicest butt I've ever seen. And I jam on the brakes, okay? And I get caught. So I wheel in like I was looking for the room. And she turns around and I'm just like, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. Like just in shock. And so I make small talk, stutter a few times, make small talk, and go back to my room. And I got her name, so I Facebooked her and said, "Nice to meet you." And she said, "Nice to meet you." And so that was that. And so a couple months go by, and I'm starting to look like me again. I got my lag, and I'm putting some weight on, looking like me. And she posted something on Facebook, and I commented. And we started talking. I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a shot. So I asked her on a date. And so she said yes, but I was like, she's probably just humoring me to be nice because we went in the hospital, and I look terrible. And I was literally at the worst, at my very worst I've ever been. And so we go for a date, we go for a coffee, we go for a walk, we get back to the car, and I said the absolute worst thing you can possibly say to anybody on a date. I said, I want to marry you and have children. On the first date.
On the first date, that's what she said to you.
I said that.
Oh.
Worst thing she's like, yeah, okay, gets in the car and leaves, right? Ghosts me. Like I messaged her a couple times, never heard back from her. So meanwhile, during those couple months, I guess she was waking up and like thinking about me for some reason. And she kept thinking about me and for no and wondering why would I say that and all that. So she messaged me and we went on another date. Anyways, long story short, I ended up marrying her in 2018. And we have a 4-year-old son and a 13-year-old stepdaughter of Kiana and a 4-year-old son Lincoln. And like my life literally couldn't be better. I'm living my best life. All because I took a shot at my very worst when I had no business asking her out. So that just goes to show you, right? You just never give up. Like I'm the perfect example of never give up, right? So.
What's your background? Are you're all Canadian like me, or you have a bit of a hair? What do you have any background?
Well, I'm Scottish, but Scottish Canadian, but yeah, I'm Canadian.
Okay.
I might have a little bit of accent. I probably sound a little funny.
Are you in Toronto? Is this right? Where are you, Josh?
Yes, I'm in Toronto.
So I'm not. I'm just down the road. So I'm in Whitby. I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So, I have some friends that live out there.
Yeah, Laughlin's down the street in Kingston. So I grew up in Kingston.
Okay.
So that's where we learned and played hockey with each other. And so we've known each other since we were, 8 or 9. And we've played in the same hockey team since we've been 11 or something like that. So, but Kingston is where we met, grew up, and played hockey together and did all that stuff. And so we're Canadian through.
So you still play hockey, Mike?
Do I know? Unfortunately, the one thing that I can't do is play hockey. Now, I do have a prosthetic leg with a skate on it, and I can skate.
Oh, you can skate, but no hockey.
But I'm just not going to play because I don't want to hurt myself. Because my brain will tell me I can still play, and my body won't let me do it. So.
You won't be scoring any goals.
Yeah,
But,
well, no, I mean, don't say that. I'll go out there and do it. I do play sledge hockey now, though. So,
Okay.
I don't know if you know what sledge hockey is? Yeah. So
the one.
yeah, it's in the Paralympics, where you're sitting and you've got the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do play that now.
Okay. Are you pretty good at that then?
Pretty decent. Okay. I'm okay. I'm never going to be in the Olympics, but I'm okay.
What's Olympics?
Yeah.
Look at Jarrett's face like.
I know. Yeah.
I think I've challenged him, like, dude, come on, go to the Olympics. And like, you weren't making it before or anything else we were doing in our life. So now you got an opportunity to maybe go to the Olympics and like do shot put or something like that with one leg. So let's. He would if he was challenged enough. I bet you could push him into doing something like that. But I don't think that's the plan.
Well, you guys are really good. Just a really good friend, Jarrett. To support Mike through all that. Because some people they just can't take it. Every time they turn around, there's something going on with Mike, but you came through it. So
here's what's wild, and we can't explain this. I'm the only person in his life who never went to the hospital to visit him. And I don't know why, and I don't know what it is, and I get choked up when I think about it, but for whatever reason, I couldn't see him in that state. And I mean, if there's pictures of him and Direct around on our social media and stuff, it is, I don't know. I was in Toronto, obviously I could have went down and hung out with them, but to this day,
we talked
today, or I call.
He just couldn't even want to see us coming down. I was so messed up. I was so messed up when I was in a coma for 8 days, tubes and wires and IVs like just all over me.
You're like a robot. You're made up. They made you back up.
Honestly, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
A human one.
Yeah, and I think that's the power behind Great to Great Day and why we have this, how Untapped 60 came to be. Was I'm like, he didn't need to be in the room. He felt the love, he felt the support. Because I was like, dude, I'll drive down right now. I'll drop everything. And he's like, don't. Right? I'm tired. I'm bored. I'm got to eat. I'm just going to sleep. Like, don't waste your time. And I'm like, love you, man. What do you need from me? So I think that's the one of the messages that he knew I would drop. I'd move into the hospital if he needed me to, right? So he just knew that. And I think that's a big thing with support and friends and whether it's family, colleagues, but just having that authenticity of knowing, I'm like, I'm there, man. And if you don't need me there, because I said I'll come, I felt him saying, you know what, don't even bother. You'll be bored. I'm like, cool. I'll talk tomorrow. So I think that's a big message, and I think back that, right? I don't have with it because that's supposed to be our now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one on planet Earth who knew that didn't come to see him in the hospital. Good friend. I'm a good friend.
Well, some people can only take what they can take, right? So, but you did everything else. So tell us about now, I guess, the whole history and you guys. So what made you want to come up with this event that you're having?
So I started Make a Great Day about 4 years ago now. It's always been kind of a motto of mine with the having the ability to control my day, as opposed to just go out and have a great day and see how the world, what it gives to me, right? There's things I can do every day. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym, eat healthy, not watch this, decide to watch this, all things. So that snowballed for me. Him and I have always been close. And then Untapped 60 came when we decided to say, let's do this together. Because our camaraderie is the best, right? I don't want to say I know what he's thinking, but we're just super comfortable with each other. So the idea behind Untapped 60 came with the when we're at our absolute worst and think we have nothing left to give, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, whatever it is, when you're broken or think you're broken, there's research or suggestions saying that you're about 40% of your human potential. And so the Untapped 60 is the 60% that we want to be able to tap into, and how can we do that now? I don't want people to have to go through a trauma. No one, Laughlin wishes nothing that he went through on anyone. But just know that when you're having a bad day because of these reasons, or or if there's something, major going on in your life, how do you tap into that, your own human potential to accelerate and make it a great day and do all things, as opposed to turning to things that might hurt you, right? Drugs, alcohol, no friendship, isolation, that can just launch you into depression. And that's not good for anybody. So we got together and like, man, your stories. And I tell some people, like, a lot of people will have, one trauma, which is super unfortunate, and that'll snowball into something, a trauma, and then a drug addiction, something snowballs. Laughlin's got 3 distinct traumatic events, right? Like the skiing accident alone, when you start to hear those details, are just mind-boggling, right? And then Jen on her birthday, and the motorcycle.
Another motorcycle accident.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, and to end with motorcycle accidents, like the worst of the worst. So it's 3 distinct events to say, man, you kept coming back because you're so stubborn, but that's what people need to know. Like, you can be stubborn in a good way and just not take no for an answer, never quit, like he says. And to make the great day part is just those little things to say.
And he met his wife at his worst condition.
And she's awesome. I mean, Anne's the best. There'd be another person like interview one day to say, "What were you thinking, Anne?" Like, what's going on? Like, she'd be like, well, why wouldn't you date a guy like he's going to work so hard for our family and stuff like that? So, but she's the best, man. She's so cool, and he's lucky. They're both lucky to have each other, for sure.
Okay. All right. So, do people, when you're doing this, is it a fee? They got to register to come in? What's the, how do they get to be a part of that day?
This event is our launching event, the first time we're on stage together. So this is live in Oshawa. So something you'd be able to come to DBoss. So there's tickets to this event. Where it goes from here, we have a book that we're publishing right now. The plan's to have it out before March 3rd, so people have availability to that. And then we have our platform. So I have a platform called Make the Great Day that people can subscribe to. There's a subscription model, and Laughlin has Plus Fitness. We are talking about, I think it's going to move that way, but it's not there yet. We're thinking about bringing them both together and making one platform called Untapped 60 that will bring all of this under one roof, and make it a much more accessible to people. So a lot of the tools that we can use in a day, so you can make a great day, a community of people that are all wanting to be their best, right? And to your point, I love the fact that you said there's laughing classes. Like, what is this? Laughing classes? I'm going to get laughing classes on the platform. That's fantastic. And then the fitness side of things, bring it all together. Because people want a program, make a great day, we can have fitness programs, but Laughlin does. So we're thinking of bringing it all together on Tap 60. So people and the viewers can certainly stay tuned for that. Follow us, because when it does launch, I think that'll be really exciting.
But tickets for Untapped 60 itself, you can get at www.regenttheater.ca.
Okay.
That's where they can get their tickets for the show.
Well, I think that, Mike, both of you guys, I think you really would impact a lot of people, because, look what you went for. Some people will just throw in the towel, the first one.
Yeah.
But you kept, and then you're a firefighter, so you're the 5th one in the world that has an amputee, right?
So I was the first.
You were the first,
but there's been 5 more. There's been
5 more now.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So.
And I'm still the only one in Canada, by the way. I got my claim to fame still. I'm still the only above me amputated full-time firefighter in Canada. It's been 7 years running, so anybody out there that wants to take that from me, okay, take that title, go ahead.
Wow. So I guess when for you going and rescuing these people in a fire and all that, tell them, come on, and they don't even know that you have your amputee. They don't even know nothing. They're just going, they're just taking them out.
Yeah, they have no clue. When I'm at a call, no one knows I'm any different than anybody else. Which is what I want, right? Is what's expected of me. So that's the way it should be.
DBoss, and to add to this too, which has been helping, we help each other. Because I've asked him lots of questions, like, how did you do this? How did you do that? Why did you do this? And he'll explain some things to me, which has built, my platform and my brand and then coming together. But we talk about like the mental struggles, right? So, and that's something we can acknowledge. So the canoeing accident, the mental struggles, and the age. I mean, he was 25 or 4.
26.
26 versus 35. You're in different mental capacities, your maturity, all the stuff, right?
Right.
So, and PTSD can kick in whether you have it or not. There's days I call him and he cry on the phone. I'm like, I'm here, man. What do we need? It's just a bad day. It's all good. You acknowledge it. So, but I would say the mental strength that comes from this is helping our platform, because it's the profound, like we say it with Untapped, the profound shift in perspective.
Okay.
Because there's always this option. And the brain is set up to protect and say, don't get up and sit still and, don't do 10 push-ups, just do 1 because you hurt yourself. There's always the option to not do something. There's always the option to quit. That's easy.
So what you're saying to people is to plan your day, plan what you're going to do today versus the bad stuff.
Well, there's what's the other options. So Lachlan tells a story. I think it was because he'd been through skidooing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lachlan jumped in, but the skidooing accident here was his rehab, and he lists on every okay, I can only do this, and I get it. But then he literally told me, he's like, it was just about the pain. And they were trying to be empathetic to the pain. So then comes skidooing action was just get up and then lie down. He goes, roll for it. Tomorrow, he's like, no, if this is just about pain, I'm going to battle through this pain. I don't care.
And the physiotherapists, Jarrett, they always used to tell me that we're not used to someone pushing further, so we just don't ask you up for it, right? And I was like, well, keep asking. For me, you can keep asking. I'm like, awesome. And like, it was just like they never. A lot of the time, people just give up, or they just do what's told, like what they're told to do, and no more, right? So we can always push further.
All right. So there any shout outs that you guys want to give, to any people that, helped you in this journey and still assisting you in this journey?
I got a lot of people to name, so I'm just going to say all my friends and family that have supported me through all of the crazy stuff I've been through. Yeah.
The crazy is life changing.
There's too many. I mean, my wife has been a rock for our family and my kids, and has allowed me to do so many things with my financial services practice, Untapped 60. She knows Mike very, very well. They were friends when we were getting together 17, how long ago now? Our 10th anniversary is coming up, being married. So she's known Mike forever too, and she's such a rock for our family, being home with our kids, that let me do all this stuff. And hopefully, to your point, provide this impact. But I will give a shout out to a team we're working with that captured connection. Dan Barker, Steve, we call him Hollywood. These guys are really helping us with this Untapped 60 event. And if it wasn't for them, DJ Playa has been a part of it too. If it wasn't for these guys and their creativity and their work ethic, we wouldn't be able to do Untapped 60, right? We're the show. We're happy to do the song and dance on stage. Lachlan was kind enough to go through 3 traumas for us. So now we have a story. So now, if it wasn't for them, we need to give a shout out to those guys that have helped out immensely. And
Okay. All right, and tell everybody the website that they can go to, your social media, so they can follow. Maybe people want to ask you questions about what happened.
Mine's www.limlossfitness.com or my website, and then you can get me at Firefighter Amp on Instagram.
Firefighter Amp. Okay.
So mine's makeitagreatday.ca, www.makeitagreatday.ca, and all my social links are on there. So my socials are all Make It a Great Day as well.
Okay.
So you just box the website and all the links from there.
Okay, so after this event, so you guys are doing stuff after, you're not just doing one thing on this event. You guys continue to do things.
We're going to Barbados now. So how that's going to work out. I'm excited. Yeah. I think we talked about it. The idea is to start, I guess, local GTA, but we want to go on tour in Canada and bring the stories to many people. So
Yeah.
we started with the region here in Ottawa, and from there we'll book events, and we plan on touring together. We enjoy each other's company for now until we don't, and then but we want to go on tour in Canada and start there first.
Well, I do want to thank you, and I guess you're off today from the firefighter, or you're at work now, or no?
Yeah, I'm back in on Friday.
Yeah, I'm back in on Friday.
Oh, and I guess you're working from home, Jarrett.
No, I'm in my office now. This is the room that we have. So I've had a couple in my hand and a couple of pots. But yeah, so I'm at work today and took some time out to do this. This is certainly part of something we love to do.
Oh, okay. Well, I do want to thank you guys for coming, and you got to come back and let me know how everything went. From the event, and take some takeaways. And I also want to thank Mike for you sharing your journey, because some people can't even get to that point to talk about all that trauma you've been through, which you came through.
Yeah.
And then also Jarrett, for him assisting you in the journey, and the journey continues.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, no problem. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If you guys missed it, you got to go to the YouTube channel, and you can see it on DBoss Networks, and you could go watch them, because it's a great story. And it's not even like it's a story, it's a real life event that happened. Events. I'm saying it plural because it's events. So anyways, good night, everybody, and bye for now.